Neural correlates of consciousness unveiling the mysteries of the mind. The quest to understand consciousness has been a focal point of human inquiry for centuries, blending the realms of philosophy, psychology, and neuroscience. Among the most significant strides in this quest is the investigation of neural correlates of consciousness (NCC). These are specific neural conditions that correspond with conscious experiences, providing a window into the biological basis of awareness. This blog delves into the concept of NCC, exploring its scientific foundations, methodologies, debates, and implications for our understanding of the mind. What are neural correlates of consciousness? Neural correlates of consciousness are defined as the minimal neural mechanisms that are directly associated with conscious experience. This concept implies that for every distinct, conscious perception or state, there exists a corresponding neural state in the brain that can be identified and measured. The pursuit of identifying NCCs is grounded in the belief that consciousness, while phenomenally subjective, has an objective basis that can be explored scientifically. Theoretical foundations. 1. The binding problem. One of the central challenges in the study of NCC is the binding problem, which addresses how disparate neural activities are integrated to form a unified conscious experience. For example, the perception of a red apple involves processing color, shape, texture, and other attributes across different brain regions. Understanding how these processes converge to form a single coherent perception is a key aspect of NCC research. 2. Levels of analysis. Research on NCC operates at multiple levels, from the cellular and molecular to the systems and behavioral levels. This multi-tiered approach helps in constructing a comprehensive picture of how conscious experiences emerge from neural activities. Techniques such as functional magnetic resonance imaging, fMRI, electroencephalography (EEG), and optogenetics are instrumental in this research, each offering unique insights into brain function. Methodologies in NCC research. 1. Brain imaging techniques. fMRI and PET scans are among the most widely used tools in identifying NCCs. These techniques measure brain activity by detecting changes in blood flow, which correlates with neural activity. fMRI, for instance, allows researchers to observe which brain regions are active during specific conscious tasks, providing clues about the neural basis of various conscious states. 2. Electrophysiology. EEG and MEG measure the electrical activity of the brain. These techniques are valuable for their high temporal resolution, allowing researchers to track rapid changes in neural activity that accompany shifts in consciousness. For example, specific patterns of brainwaves, such as alpha and gamma oscillations, have been linked to different states of awareness. 3. Lesion studies. Studies involving patients with brain damage have historically provided critical insights into NCC. By observing changes in consciousness following specific brain lesions, researchers can infer the roles of various brain regions. For instance, damage to the prefrontal cortex often results in significant alterations in conscious experience, highlighting its role in higher-order consciousness. Debates and controversies. 1. Localization versus holism. A major debate in NCC research revolves around whether consciousness can be localized to specific brain regions, or if it is a holistic property emerging from the entire brain network. Some researchers argue for specific areas, like the prefrontal cortex, while others suggest that consciousness arises from the dynamic interactions across widespread neural networks. 2. The role of the frontal cortex. The frontal cortex's involvement in consciousness is another contentious issue. While some studies emphasize its critical role in self-awareness and executive functions, others suggest that primary sensory regions might also play a pivotal role in generating conscious experiences. The exact contribution of the frontal cortex remains a subject of ongoing investigation and debate. Empirical evidence and key findings. Research has identified several key neural correlates associated with different aspects of consciousness. 1. Visual consciousness. Studies have shown that activity in the occipital cortex, particularly the primary visual cortex V1, correlates with visual awareness. For example, binocular rivalry experiments, where two different images are presented to each eye, reveal that alternating perception corresponds with alternating activation in visual cortical areas. 2. Auditory consciousness. Auditory awareness has been linked to activity in the primary auditory cortex. Functional imaging studies show that when individuals consciously perceive a sound, specific patterns of neural activation emerge in these regions, distinct from unconscious auditory processing. 3. Higher-order consciousness. Higher-order theories propose that consciousness arises from meta-representational processes in the prefrontal cortex. These involve self-reflective and executive functions, suggesting that consciousness is not merely a property of sensory processing, but involves higher-level cognitive functions. Philosophical implications. The study of NCC bridges the gap between neuroscience and philosophy, addressing age-old questions about the nature of consciousness. By providing a biological basis for conscious experience, NCC research contributes to the philosophical debates on mind-body dualism, the nature of subjective experience, and the possibility of artificial consciousness. 1. Mind-body dualism. NCC research challenges traditional dualistic views by offering empirical evidence that consciousness arises from physical processes in the brain. This supports a materialistic perspective, suggesting that mental states are grounded in neural states. 2. Subjective experience. Understanding NCC helps in elucidating the neural basis of qualitative subjective qualities of experiences. By correlating specific neural activities with particular conscious states, researchers aim to demystify how subjective experiences emerge from objective brain processes. 3. Artificial consciousness. Insights from NCC research also have implications for artificial intelligence and the possibility of creating conscious machines. If consciousness is indeed a product of specific neural mechanisms, replicating these mechanisms in artificial systems might be a pathway to developing conscious AI. Ethical considerations. The exploration of NCC is not without ethical concerns. As we gain more control over manipulating conscious states, issues related to neuroethics become increasingly pertinent. These include 1. Privacy and surveillance. Advanced brain imaging technologies raise concerns about mental privacy. The ability to decode conscious thoughts from neural activity could lead to potential abuses in surveillance and personal privacy. 2. Consciousness in non-human entities. The possibility of inducing consciousness in non-human entities, such as animals or artificial systems, raises ethical questions about their treatment and rights. This necessitates a re-evaluation of our ethical frameworks to account for non-human conscious beings. 3. Clinical applications. While understanding NCC has the potential to revolutionize treatments for disorders of consciousness, such as coma or vegetative states, it also poses ethical dilemmas regarding end-of-life decisions and the definition of death. Future directions. The field of NCC research is rapidly evolving, with several promising avenues for future exploration. 1. Integration with computational neuroscience. Integrating NCC research with computational models of brain function can provide deeper insights into the mechanisms of consciousness. These models can simulate neural processes, offering a testbed for hypotheses about the neural basis of consciousness. 2. Advances in neurotechnology. Emerging neurotechnologies, such as optogenetics and brain-machine interfaces, hold promise for more precise manipulation and measurement of neural activity. These tools can enhance our ability to study NCC with greater accuracy and detail. 3. Cross-species comparisons. Comparative studies across different species can help identify universal neural mechanisms underlying consciousness. By examining similarities and differences in NCC across humans and other animals, researchers can gain a broader understanding of the evolution and nature of consciousness. Conclusion. The study of neural correlates of consciousness stands at the intersection of neuroscience, philosophy, and ethics. It provides a framework for understanding how subjective experiences arise from brain activity, challenging long-standing philosophical views, and opening new frontiers in AI and clinical practice. As we continue to unravel the mysteries of consciousness, it is crucial to balance scientific advancement with ethical considerations, ensuring that our pursuit of knowledge enhances, rather than diminishes, the human experience. Final thoughts. Exploring the NCC is not just about understanding the brain. It's about understanding ourselves. It invites us to ponder the profound questions of existence, self-awareness, and the nature of reality. As we delve deeper into the neural basis of consciousness, we are not merely uncovering the mechanisms of the mind. We are charting the very essence of what it means to be conscious beings.